Hello and welcome to another update video about the DXY. As we're heading into a new trading week, we want to take a look first of all here once more at the daily chart and the assumption. Oh no, let's go to the weekly chart. Why not? We haven't covered it for the last few videos. So yes, so my assumption still is that we have obviously bottomed here in a significant wave 4 that was 2008, and since then we have been moving up in a wave 1. Yeah, so it's a 5-wave move that we can count here. A leading diagonal in a wave 1. I believe we are now in a wave 2 correction. That has started when we topped in October at around 114, 115 US dollars. That's the main scenario, that we have topped here in a wave 1 and would now move down in a wave 2. We can formulate here some key support levels, but it will take months to play out. Just very roughly, into the region between, at the moment I can only give you a very rough idea here, but into the region between $93 and $80. Now again, that can take months to play out. I believe when this crash has, or maybe this C wave is really coming down, because the wave 2 will be an A, B, C pattern. At the moment we're close to bottoming in wave A. There should be a wave B up and a wave C down. I think the wave C, what that could mark, is possibly the end of the bear market. Yeah, it will be very, very interesting. We'll see. But either way, this move down would most likely take us into this area I told you. Usually the wave A, a wave A normally gets sort of into the region of the 38.2% fib level, a wave A of wave 2. So sort of in that $898, $100 region. But we're going to take a look at a more detailed, or let's say a more detailed target in a minute. There is another way how to count this, and that count would suggest that we have only topped in a wave 3 here. So basically that this wave 3 was here. And then we are now basically in a wave 4, so that this wave 4 is going to be here. And the wave 5 is still in the making. But that we haven't finished off the wave 4. That is also a possible interpretation. But in the short term, this doesn't matter, because in the short term, both scenarios that I've got on the chart are going to move in a very, very similar way. We may be able to tell the difference when we now start to recover very shortly. So let's go into the daily chart. On the daily chart, we can see that we topped up here, obviously, and that we moved down. My first confirmation that we were getting into the $100 region, and we already came to 103. Was when we dropped below $110. That was obviously in October, early November. Talked about that. And now we are moving down. And I think we are moving down in this A wave. So such a wave 2. So we can say it's a wave 2 or a wave 4 correction, which is currently playing out here. And in both, we are looking at an A, B, C correction. At the moment, it looks to me that we are close to the low of this A wave. We would then move up in B and come down eventually in C. So let's go into the lower time frame, and we go to the 4-hour chart. So on the lower time frame, we can see that we came down in 3 waves in wave A. My interpretation is that this was an A wave, which bottomed here at around $110 in October. We moved up in a B wave of wave A. That was around $113, and we're now coming down in a C wave in 5 waves. The blue count is relevant here. 1, 2, 3. 3 bottomed around $104 on the 5th of December. We then moved up in a very, unimpressive rally in a wave 4. Here, that topped at around $105, $106 on the 7th of December. And then we moved down, in one more low. When we were up here, I told you that yes, more short-term upside possible, but eventually I would look at one more low. This pattern is now technically full. We don't need to drop any lower. However, looking at target levels, it would be ideal to see like a little bit more of a dip, one more dip. That could, for example, give crypto and the stocks some more upside, would be good for another rally, maybe for a Santa rally. My primary expectation is at the moment still one more low. I know a lot of people are already screaming breakout because the DXY broke out of a descending wedge. However, it did that here as well. So it's no reason to get excited yet. I can tell you what my conditions are that I would call a local low in place here, and that we can get into a B wave rally here. So the B wave rally would take us probably to maybe $110 to $115. It's not entirely clear yet. We'll be able to pick that up on the way up. My interpretation is rather downside here, and we already see this is starting good with a engulfing red candle. So why downside? My view is while this pattern to the downside is technically full and we don't need to drop any lower, you can see that. I mean, we've got here, depending on how I want to count this, but I can count this easily as a wave 1, a wave 2. Yeah, there's different ways. Could count this as a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in an ending diagonal. That's possible as well. So one more leg down could absolutely be coming. And also, if I look at targets, I mean, let's take the length of the wave 1. That's one absolutely valid way of how to calculate a target here, is we take the length of the wave 1 in blue and we add it to the high of the wave 4. That gives us a target range for the 5th wave. Interestingly enough, have we already reached the first target, the 1-to-1 ratio at 103.46, but another target would be around $102. Yeah, so in that range we expect support and the DXY ideally to bottom. So that makes the interpretation at the moment a bit difficult, but unless I see a 5-wave impulse now to the upside, my interpretation remains the trend hasn't shifted yet. As you can see, we seem to be making another lower high here. We'll see, yeah. But at the moment, I'm not convinced yet that this is already over. Still too much weakness. The move up currently is only in 3 waves. And however, I would probably change my view if we get above $105.80, above this wave 4 high. And then the next resistance is around $108. But, oh no, here it's $107.15. But the first key resistance where I would probably change my view would be above 105.80. Until we get above that level, I am going to remain focused on the downside. But if we make one more low now, and then see a small 5-wave move up, I already may change my view. I'm just not convinced yet that this is over. We've really only touched the first level of this support box, and we're starting the week with an engulfing red candle. And yeah, the ideal target is obviously here. We touched it, but I'm not seeing the 5 waves up yet. So let's see. But yeah, the $105.80 level is the key resistance here that needs to be overcome to give us clarity that we are in the B wave. And also in terms of the sort of interest of some of the short-term bulls in crypto, we would be favoring, and in the interest of a possible Santa Claus rally, we'd like to see the DXY go down a little bit. Okay, and that is my view about the DXY. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.